All right. See, but at least I caught it. At least I caught it. We didn't have to talk for a whole time.
See what I have to deal with every week,
I
Bryan?
told you this is a ghetto
Every week,
setup.
dude.
I told you this is a
We're
ghetto
having
setup.
fun. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but I don't care. It is what it is. But yeah, so we had to cut a break real quick on the video stuff because our cameras died. So we had to like scramble real quick. But yeah, I have no training in filming and all that stuff before I started all this stuff. Everything I've learned is from YouTube. So as you can see,
that's me half the time.
Amen.
I put a
Shout
new,
out to
I put
YouTube.
I put a new grill. I put a new grill together the other night.
Oh yeah.
I put a new grill together, and I was reading the manual or whatever.
Yeah.
And I gave up, so I just started putting bolts in random places.
Terrible idea.
You're like, this
Terrible
will
idea.
fit.
And you always think,
will
because you
fit.
think your logic is going to fit. You're like, oh, dude,
No,
there's no way
I-
this step is going to make
Yeah,
this
yeah,
thing
yeah,
work.
yeah.
Even
but it's the
I-
stupidest step you'll ever see. And
Yeah,
you're
it
just like, wow, okay.
I even just like didn't even do a couple things. I just left it out. I was like, I don't need that.
Oh my! Did it work?
So you had extra bolts?
Yeah.
But the grill works?
The grill works. So after
it's
I was
sideways.
like,
leaning.
yeah.
It's
It's
leaning
up,
a
leaning
little
up
bit.
like this.
after I went and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go on YouTube and see like actually how to build it. I watched the video. It took the dude like 5 minutes. It took me.
It's like super easy. Yeah.
He's like, every time I put a hot dog on there, it rolls to the
rolls.
left.
All the
I don't know
time.
why.
It took me
uneven.
2.5 hours to build.
Okay.
And it took him
it was
5
dark.
minutes.
Let me just give you a
Yeah.
little bit of advice. If you ever need something, I'm very good mechanically, okay? And so is he. Call one of us. We'll fix it for you. We'll do it, dude.
No,
Don't call me.
And the handle
Are
on
you
the top
not?
rattles and it's
Oh,
like
Like, just
yeah.
me?
it's
Yeah,
gonna
it might
fall
be
off
just you.
soon.
I've gotten
all right.
IKEA stuff, and I'm looking at
I
the
hate
thing,
it. IKEA's
screaming and yelling
different.
at this thing, and I'm just
Really?
like, you know what? I'm just
Okay.
gonna just screw
IKEA's
this thing
way
right here and
different,
just
though.
send it.
Yeah,
So
that was me.
then
I'll put it.
I'm done.
I'll put it this way. I fix air conditioners and heaters for a living. That's what I do. Okay?
Oh, so yeah, so you're
So
good.
you're
I'm
constantly tinkering with stuff.
constantly,
all the way, okay.
constantly. So if you ever
He
need
sends me
help with
photos in
something,
the attic.
Yeah.
just give me a ring and be like, "Hey, what do you think this bolt's for? Should I just throw it away or not?" I'll tell you, "No, dude. I'll come right over and we'll fix
Here's a
it."
serious question. How many times have you kicked it and it kicked on?
Not even joking.
Yeah.
A draft-induced fan motor or a fan motor was stuck, and I didn't
Oh,
have the.
just
What
kick
did
it.
you
What'd you
break,
drop?
dude?
I dropped my water.
Oh, it's fine. It's
And
just
it was
water.
stuck?
He does Dino's AC stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I picked him up one night from
Somewhere?
I picked him up from the
Yeah.
airport.
Yeah.
I don't know where we're going.
I know. I picked him up from the airport. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and we got to his house, and he walks in. He goes, "Damn it,
His AC wasn't working.
everything was off."
Oh, yeah.
It was middle of summer.
Oh, dude. And it just,
I probably came and fixed it the
it's
next
all
day.
stagnant. It's like
house
stagnant
was like
air.
90 degrees.
Yeah.
He was like,
Was this
it
recent this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over there and fixed it.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was tired. He
Yeah.
was like, "You want to stay here?"
Yo,
No, in a hotel.
I'm going to get a hotel, buddy.
I'm driving home.
Yeah, there's no shot.
Do you
All
know?
right.
That's
ahead, go
another
ahead.
guy that is not mechanically inclined
No,
at all.
he's
Like,
not.
He's so
I
funny,
I
though.
was trying to have
He
him
is
change
funny.
out his own filter so he knew how to do it, and he was standing up there with tape and like it was just
Yeah, it
the
was
funniest
bad.
freaking thing. I
It was
took
pretty
pictures
funny.
of it, dude. Like,
He's so funny.
All right, so getting back to Bryan before we completely cut
sidetracked.
off. But the reason I wanted to make sure that all these things were said is because I think these are valuable questions, right?
dude, the people are gonna hit you up.
How
I'm sure they are.
You better have
So
some
how-
strong answers.
I'm going to try.
how did the whole Fox Raceway and the tribe kind of thing happen? Like how did they come together? And
really hope you have the answer for that one.
you may or may not be able to tell us. That's the other thing is, you know.
So obviously, as the transition was going on, Fox was already Fox before I stepped into it.
Yeah.
So it was Paula Raceway, and now Fox is a proud sponsor of Paula Band of Mission Indians.
Right.
Okay.
So that's kind of how that whole thing worked. And and people do get, well, I wouldn't say people, but it's easy to say Paula Raceway than it is Fox Raceway.
I still call it Paula.
All right, I didn't want to interject, but that is another question. Do you get mad when people call it Paula? Because I text you and I say I'm riding Paula Friday, and then I catch myself. I'm like, I probably should have said Fox Raceway. You know, like
Well, because Fox is very they are very invested into it.
Yeah.
So when they get, and it's easy to do. They'll do it on live television.
Yeah.
Oh, Paula Raceway, and you could I just know Fox is just like
cringing.
So you want to call it Fox for that reason, for
course.
basically the title sponsor.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
No,
sense.
that's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you call it?
Paula. Yeah.
It's so natural for so many
Yeah,
people.
well, and obviously when I grew up, it was Paula. So it's
Right.
Yeah.
just,
It's a
Just-
natural
It's
thing.
normal for me.
Yeah, you're in
Yeah.
the city of Paula, so
Yeah.
it make like Paula Raceway.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Like-
easy to say.
Like when I text them, I'm like, I don't even say Raceway. I just say I'm going to Paula.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I do too. Yeah, all the time. Okay,
All right,
so
we'll
that
make
was
sure everybody start calling it
Fox Raceway.
Well, I wouldn't even say Raceway. Just say we're going to Fox.
Or that too.
You know
this
what I mean?
is
But-
and this question's gonna kind of go along with yours, what you said about 2012, 2015. Have you guys considered putting in an intermediate track? And then I'll ask the second part after you answer that.
So I get asked quite a bit about that. Realistically, I look at it like this: I have 2 really good vet track and a main track. So if I venture off to a third track, realistically, I feel like I'm going to have 3 crappy tracks.
Okay.
Rather than having 2 really good tracks, I'm going to have 3 crappy tracks.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So with that being said, that's also has to do with the amount of prep it takes, manpower, watering, and flaggers.
yeah.
So that's an extra, if you do-
Cost.
that's an extra
Yeah.
just a cost in general. So like if you have to, we realistically you have to have at least 4 or 5 guys on the amateur track. That means they have to sit there and water and hoe, like they have to do all that. So like the day and age we're at now, unfortunately, people don't want to work. So it's hard to get them to be there
true.
consistently.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at it like as far as the whole country goes, and I could be wrong. I've traveled this country quite a bit, and I've been to a lot of tracks, raceways. Fox is definitely a bigger animal than you think.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is one of the
You've
biggest.
shared. You've shared with me,
It
yeah.
is one of the biggest numbers of riders for just practice.
Yeah.
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 Oh, I'm saying.
Oh,
Just
100%.
practice riding. Just practice riding. It's like
100%.
the weekend guys come out, like it's insane.
Yeah.
Like insane how many people. Now you got other, like Glen Helen, they do their racing. Their
Yeah.
racing's big there. Practice, maybe not so much. I don't know the exact number for, but as a standpoint of practice, Fox is insane.
It does out more numbers than anybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So do you think if you put into like a third intermediate track, it would relieve so much off that vet track though?
And that's also we've done. So I've looked back at the studies, and now things have changed from 5 years ago, from when I taken it over. They didn't take care of it very well, so it scared a lot of people away from that side. That side of the track just seems to be rocky, and I
Yeah.
always every year I'm trying to put new dirt in it. I'm trying to do something different in that back section. So I feel like prior years it has been really shitty, I guess, and so I think. It's a hard sell. Right?
Yeah.
You would need the manpower to do it.
Right.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
it's a
like,
lot.
Understandable.
It is a lot. It is a lot. There's a lot
Yeah.
that goes into it.
And I felt like even when there was that intermediate track, not many people
Exactly.
were over there because
Yeah.
of the rockiness of it.
Yeah. I really
So,
think a
yeah,
lot
it's
of the
hard
guys
to-
just stopped going to the vet track. Oh, there's another track we can go ride. It
Right,
wasn't
yeah.
real. And maybe not. It depends on how you build it, of course. But for the most part, they would just literally ride the vet, and if the vet's too busy, they'd go ride the amateur
Yeah.
track just to go ride.
So that's 100%. I understand the point of that. Long story short is I would rather have quality tracks and have just 2 of them.
Or
I only ride
quantity.
the main.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, I only ride the main anyway, so the vet track doesn't bother me as much. I kind of understand what people are saying, but to me is I'd rather have a better track than splitting up your time and all that and efforts on stuff and having shittier tracks, right?
Yeah.
Going to what Julian said is, and I don't want to frame it of why isn't it built bigger, but a lot of people say, well, how come it isn't more challenging? Some people have used the word challenging. Why is it so tame? Now I'm gonna say this. I beg you to not change the track because for me, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Like for me, I love it. Julian, you don't get any say in this one. Robbie, it's perfect for us, right?
Yeah.
Like our skill level. Even for
I
you
love
too.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I think
is-
it's fun.
And I don't. I've told you this. I've texted you on days when it's not good.
Yep.
And I text you at like, dude, the truck sucked today.
Yeah.
Like so, this isn't a. I only like it because you're my friend.
Yeah.
I love the way that the layout is right now and how tame it is and how safe it is, but still challenging, still big, all that kind of stuff that it has into it. How and when would you consider maybe getting it to that level? Because a lot of people do think of Paula and Fox Raceway as the 2012 version, where it's like booters going over the freaking power lines and like all that stuff. Like, have you considered that a little bit, like putting it on steroids a little bit?
Or do you think that'll just scare people away?
See the problem. So when when I came out here, I used to hate going to Paula.
Yeah,
It was too
scary.
much. It was scary.
It was big.
very
Yeah.
very
It
scary.
was big.
The main track, nobody was really out there to ride it.
No.
No.
It was literally
feel
like
like-
vertical faces and landings.
Yeah.
You either hit it perfect every time,
Yeah.
come up short a little bit, terrible. So
yeah.
with that being said, because I've came from a riding perspective of it, I feel like, you know, you can even go out there on a weekend right now and watch the guys, the amount of guys who go out there and even ride the vet track or the main. My clientele is a vet rider or upcoming kid.
It's true.
Yeah.
You know, like, and before, you would watch, you know, the ambulance come in and out constantly.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the amount of guys that were coming in and out of that place way back in the day was insane.
Yeah.
Now, okay.
still happens. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not as much.
Things happen, right?
Yeah.
You twist your ankle, you fall, you know, like
Yeah.
there are some times where
Yeah,
it's
but-
gnarly, and then there's other days where like, you know, the EMTs are just like, dude, we're bored. You know,
Yeah.
like there's really no
Yeah, yeah.
like action. And that's
Which is a good
that's
thing.
a win. That's
Yeah.
a win to
But
me.
yeah, it's
The
good.
less people you have on
Yeah.
coming off the track, that's a win. That's
The more bored
100%.
the EMTs, the better.
Exactly. Safer just all around.
Yeah.
So when they say, you know, when I get the question, well, how come you make these big booters and all this stuff? Now, as a pro rider, wouldn't you rather have a safer jump, but yet a rough track with like deep, you
Yeah.
know, rough, you know, rather than having these
Like big old booters.
Now, I know you did mention saying having a big, but that's cool to go like play
Yeah.
ride. That's like a play ride thing rather
Yeah.
than a safety kind of thing.
Yeah,
guess.
I think maybe if it were to happen, it would have to be a pro national.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not gonna have a 2012 Paula layout at
Yeah.
no 2012 Paula layout on a Saturday or
Yeah.
Sunday. It'll be bad.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that.
I just won't ride it.
I personally just want it because I never got to ride it.
Okay.
yeah,
all right.
but you heard the folklore of it. Yeah.
I personally, I just got to see the videos.
Yeah.
and that's all I see too. Is I'm just like where
I
was
rode
it,
it.
all?
Yeah,
I rode it.
Back in 12.
Yeah.
Yeah. See,
It
like,
was scary as
I rode
F.
it on an 85.
Okay.
I rolled everything. But
No, I'm good.
I rolled
I'm-
everything, but
I'm good.
yeah.
Yeah.
The back step up, the one in the back section that you have during the national,
yeah,
going up the hill, that would be cool.
So
going up the hill.
yeah, going
Like, you know, where they come down, they would jump down and then go around left, and then they would go back up, and they would
Oh
jump
yeah,
up
the step
to the
up that you
top.
had in the national. The step up on the other side, it's not where you have the step up now. It was after that. Like you would come down by
Up,
the Fox
Oh,
hospitality thing,
okay.
you make a left and then you
And
come
go
back
to
up.
step up that way.
Yeah,
Okay.
That
yeah,
thing
yeah.
was cool. That would
Yeah.
be cool to be put in.
Yeah. I
Well,
And I don't even. The light post isn't even there anymore, is it?
I don't think so. The
one
one that
where the-
everybody was
where the
jumping
fence
over.
was?
Yeah. I don't think
The
it
fence
is.
was right there. That
Yeah.
massive
Bro,
tabletop.
people made a
Where-
huge go ahead.
That
go ahead.
massive tabletop. It was
big.
It was like by the start area. So
Did
you'd
you-
come around, you'd go start, you'd go really tight left, and you'd go around like that thing on that big mound of dirt
oh
over there.
okay.
You go
so that-
around.
yep.
It was like rollers, and then it was a
That's
wall.
okay. So that was
wall to wall.
Yeah.
Like 100-foot table.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yep.
The
Yeah. No, that thing's.
sickest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. It was not for me.
I don't.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, looking back at the old layout and stuff, like I don't know how they were able to get 40 guys off the gate, making it through that turn,
Yeah.
and then around that other pile of dirt. 'Cause
Yeah,
there was
it was
telephone
tight.
poles up in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it
we
was
took all the
tight.
telephone poles down, all the high tension wires have been down. That whole thing's been reamped. That whole area.
Yeah.
The thing that people forget is I don't know if you intentionally made this to be the jump that it was, but that jump that those guys were quadding.
Oh, that wasn't
Dude,
intentionally to make.
No,
it like
but
that.
did you
Dude,
ever jump that jump? The how it is now. So how it is
Where?
now, you'll come around. Say you're hitting the start, you make the left,
Make
and
your
then
very
you
first
make
right.
your first right,
Then
and
you
then
go
you
to that
kind of
little
come
table.
back, and now it's like fully straight, and you would come up to like the table. Then there's like the double on, double off kind of a thing.
Like the
but you
uphill
know,
step up?
yeah,
Yeah,
but
like
the
a little
first
bit of
one,
uphill
but before that, like there was a step up double type thing, and then but people were quadding it.
It was an uphill triple.
Yeah.
Like it was just coming
It
out
was
of the whole little uphill
huge.
triple, and then it had a little roller on the backside. And then
Dude,
hit
what's
the
his name?
tabletop.
What's his? Oh God,
Madero's did it, right?
Medeiros did it,
I'm gonna pull it
but
up right
the
here.
guy that
How
first
long
did it,
ago?
not that long ago.
McGrick. I'm sorry if I've said his name.
This
one.
Oh yeah. So it's him coming up. Yeah, that one. But that's when it was small.
Oh yeah. I looked at it the other day.
I
was
don't
gonna
think
go for
I don't
but
know if you could
I
do
would-
it now.
I don't know if I'd make it.
No, the lip though I think is
It's
different
tamed-
now.
we've tamed it down
Yeah,
pretty
yeah. Dude, when he first built that jump, that lip, I came over. I was there the first day that you guys opened up, and I remember going over that lip, being like, dude, that felt almost like a freestyle ramp, and I was like, holy shit! And so I jumped it, and I didn't jump that. I didn't quad it or triple it or whatever you want to call it. But I doubled it, and I'm all of a sudden. I remember I came up to you. I said, "There's 100% somebody that's going to go all the way down to the bottom."
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah,
I
and he's
said,
like, "No,
'cause
hell no."
It's just something to slow you down before you get into the tabletop.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody said, they're like, oh, they're quadding it. I'm like, really? Like, I didn't intentionally build it like that, but I mean, anything's possible. They'll just go off of something,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I remember I got a video, like the front, like finish line section, when there was a wall in the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And then it was like a wall and then like a table. And we were jumping the wall into the tables.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was big. Okay, so we answered those questions. Where's the other one? Oh man, I just had it set up. All right, so the other one was night riding. Not kit, night rider, but night riding at the
I would
track.
be there a lot if you had
So
nights.
I know you've talked about this before.
That's got to be hard though.
Will there be night riding, and is there a way to extend the hours past what they're at now, which is I think 2 or 3 o'clock, something like that?
So the night ride, I am working on the night riding.
Night riding coming up in the future.
I
Fox
have
Raceway
something
night riding.
brewing for that because I've had a couple of those night riding, practices, and it was actually really big.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. You got to put up I had to put up like 25 light towers.
So
to
give
make
me
it
an
work.
example of how much one light tower is.
Like a cost?
Like to light it. Yeah.
To rent,
To one,
fuel.
just one.
For the rent or the buy?
To buy, I don't know, however,
It's like,
whoever you guys would
it's like
end up
10
doing.
grand to buy one of those generators. Just one. One little portable light generator is like about 10 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, give
So
or
it's-
Probably looking at $150,000 to light that thing up if you were
dude,
to
that's
buy
a
it.
lot of money.
If you were to buy.
Little.
Yeah.
It'd be over a little, like probably about 200
Yeah.
to do it
That's
right.
a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So I am in the works with that. I am trying to make something happen because summertime is tough. It's hot. It's miserable. By the crowd of people coming at 9, they're most likely out by 12.
Yeah.
They want to
Yeah.
come ride some motos. They're not really sticking around much longer.
And I think it'll help with the amount of kids on the track too.
Yeah.
I think it'll help
There you go.
having I'm sure most parents and kids are going to come at nighttime.
They can't, because
They
of
are at
school.
9
I have
a.m.
kids, dude.
Yeah.
If I had more nights, there's other tracks that have them on other nights, but we have sports, and so we can't go on those nights. And so I'm like, damn, dude, I wish there was other nights that I could go to them.
For sure.
But it would be cool. I mean, I grew up riding Milestone where it had night riding.
Okay.
And it was awesome. It was great. But the cost is just unreal.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is a lot. So, but I am in the works of doing something with night program.
Okay.
Some kind of night program to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be cool because I would show up during the week.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Well, because it's like I said, you do 9 to 12 and then shut it back down. You can do a re-prep and then maybe open it back up at like 5 or 6. Really, the benefit of
That's
it.
what Milestone did.
Yeah. The benefit
exactly.
of it, like the summer, sure. The point of riding at night, you want to ride in the night. So summer times are a little tough because it doesn't get dark till 7, 8 o'clock.
6, 7,
Yeah.
8
So what you
o'clock.
got
Yeah.
So for me to justify getting light towers for 2 nights or 1 night, you want to ride in the night.
Yeah,
So it's
for an
almost like a
hour.
winter. It's almost like a winter gig, right?
Yeah,
so
it's-
like you want to enjoy from 5 to 9 or whatever
Yeah.
that case is under the lights, rather than you got an hour, or 2 hours under the lights, and you're like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kinda-
It's not
and I feel
necessarily just to ride at night though. It's when I get off work because I can just load my bike up and I can drive my truck to work.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, hey, when I'm done with work and I'm out of here at 4 o'clock, I'm gonna head out so
Yeah.
I can go ride.
course,
You know what I mean? Because a lot of times on the weekends I'm not able to.
Problems you don't have. Yeah.
And I feel like in the summer also, like obviously kids aren't in school.
Oh, yeah.
All that. So it's
of course,
And it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
dude.
it is.
But it is
But
nice.
in the winter, it's definitely beneficial because kids are
Yeah.
in school. They can't go in the morning.
And it gets dark
Right.
at 4:30, 5
yeah,
o'clock.
yeah, it's gonna be dark out.
Exactly.
Okay, so we answered that. The other one was the Nationals coming up May 25th.
Memorial Day.
May 25th.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Should have known that.
I know. Hey, guess what? I told you we're all idiots. Julian, you're not an idiot.
I'm the one that said yeah.
You're still an idiot. Is
Pretty much.
this is run by knuckleheads, so you're welcome. You're part of the group. Like,
That is true.
but is there any big? And I don't know if you're even allowed to say this, like because here's what I didn't know, and I don't know if you knew this. You might have known this, Julian. Is I thought the Pro Motocross came to you and said, "Hey, this is how we're doing the track." It's not necessarily. It's like up to you guys, kind of how you do the track, design the track, prep the track, like all that kind of stuff. With them too. Don't get me wrong; they're not like completely out of it.
Yeah.
But it's really ultimately up to you guys. So, is there any big changes, anything different
Nice. I didn't know that.
that's coming up? I didn't either.
Yeah,
you know?
it's so over years, right? Like you always they're you know, and I get it. They always want safety.
Yeah.
So why would you want to build something huge where they're going to come and scratch their head and say, "Yeah, this isn't going to work."
And then they pull it out.
And then they pull it out. So
Yeah.
I already know. I've been around them for so long now that I know what it would take to build something,
Yeah.
and then be like scratching their heads. So I always try to build something where it's just going to be, you know, fun and realistically just, you know, all around like crowd pleaser, I guess.
Yeah.
But you always can't get that, right? Like there's always there's always those other people who are like, "Oh, you should just build these huge, big, massive jumps," and it's like, but they don't want to race that, you know.
Yeah.
They don't want to go
Yeah.
30 minutes hitting
Yeah.
that thing like
30 plus.
Oh man,
30
I
plus
hope I make
two.
it every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
you know, like
yeah,
there is a side of that. You know,
Yeah.
they want to leave, especially the first round. They want to
Yeah.
leave healthy. They want to continue through the series, and not have to worry about like, man, I'm hoping every lap.
yeah.
You know,
And
like,
Especially with how gnarly Paula gets.
Yeah.
On the national, it gets so gnarly, and the ruts up the jumps.
yeah,
That's why I'm happy you're here, because everybody at home, the armchair expert type people,
keyboard heroes.
Yeah.
keyboard heroes, all that stuff. It's like
Put booters,
we're
put
not the
booters,
ones.
yeah.
We're not the ones that are riding it. You are.
Yeah.
You know.
Like obviously, I mean, I'd want a couple just for
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because I never got to hit them, you know.
Yeah.
But for 30 plus two, it's it's scary.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
you're, especially round one.
Yeah.
You're
that
one,
makes sense.
You're one round in and you're hitting wall to wall booters.
So, and then I guess on the other side of that too, right? So when you design it, they want a specific time of lap time, because any
Oh, yeah.
longer
Yep.
than that, then it runs into the program, runs into TV time, runs into a longer program throughout the day. Because you know, I wish they went back to the old format where they practiced on Saturday and raced on Sunday. Growing up, that's what it used to be.
Yeah.
Always practice, qualifying the first day, go race the next day.
Like MXGP.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like it was a more laid back thing. Now it is a jam packed full day.
Okay.
Like they constantly keep getting in there. So you have to cautiously make sure that the track is in a certain time frame. And
Okay.
most people don't
Yeah.
know that at all.
Yeah, it's like what is it? A 2 minute?
They want like
2:15.
2:15 is like pushing it.
max.
Yeah,
It's like no
don't
more
go
than
any
that.
more than that. Yep.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I think the 2 day schedule was good. 2 day schedule was good.
Yeah, there's a good audio. Yeah.
But for the rider, I believe 1 day is better.
Okay.
Just because
Dude, I love having a current rider on this.
for
you know?
like for us it's having the multiple day, it's so much more stressful.
Yeah.
Because like that's the biggest thing I took from going from amateurs to pros was the multiple like week schedule, the multiple days
Yeah.
schedule. It's
Drags
so
out.
it takes so long. I feel like obviously in the pros it's different because you know when you're gonna ride, you know like the time. So I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
But amateurs, when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I might race today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like Freestone, you're sitting there. We're gonna get to race. It's like 4:30, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get race 23, and you're 24.
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah.
So you
Waiting
sat at the
around
track.
all
You
day,
sat at the
yep.
track till 6 p.m.
Yeah.
and you got to be there at 6 a.m. for the race.
It's like, yeah, we're just gonna stay here.
Yeah, like
So as a venue side of things, you got one side that's like, okay, wish they would just drag it out a little bit. So
Yeah.
it's not such a cruncher, you know, but then as a rider standpoint.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
yeah.
Got to work together.
Yeah. Okay. I think that was about all I
Solid.
had.
That was a good
Yeah.
one.
Anything else? You have anything else?
Is that
Roberto?
a Jackson necklace?
I really don't know.
Yeah, it's just a good
But-
gold chain. Jackson hit
Say
him
that.
up.
Jackson, let's come on.
We could call
Let's-
Twitch.
Let's get a collab
You see Twitch?
going.
Twitch is
Come
doing
on. Yep,
podcasts with
he
him
is.
now.
Yep.
Yeah. Might hit
Seen
you
that.
up. That would be way
Twitch,
more
let's go.
professional.
I actually seen him in Taza the other day.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
I should call him. He won't answer either.
Twitch. Let's.
He said he'd
answer.
come on this.
Let's get going.
Yeah, he said he was like, yeah, I'll go on that. I'm like, all right, cool. Like he lives right here. You're
Really?
like right around. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's right here.
2 minutes up the road.
So I don't think there's anything else. We covered a whole bunch of different things
Yeah,
that
we
I
covered
kind
a
of
lot.
thought we would go over and kind of thought we didn't. Anything I asked that you didn't think I was going to ask? Not really, right? I got everything out.
I actually got something for you. If I go into my messages right now from Bryan Wallace, why is it you always send me a reel? I respond to it.
Oh yeah,
You
He is
never
guilty
say
at that.
anything back,
Dude.
and then you just send me another
Yeah,
reel.
that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got 2 phones in my pocket all day long. Things
Bro,
are
if-
blowing off. Like, you know, that's the only time I'll get a hold of somebody. Like this morning, it was like 4 o'clock. I woke up out of bed. I'm like,
Oh really?
and I'll start looking at my phone and like start
Right,
messaging
yeah,
people
yeah.
back. It's tough. It's
Yeah.
It's a lot.
He'll send me a reel. I'll die laughing. I'll say something back.
I
I'll
don't-
read it.
I don't ever-
nothing. And then right after I send, another one will pop in.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
dude,
My
respond.
guys do this. I do the same thing to my guys all
Yeah.
the time. I'll
Shout
just
out
keep
Jordan. Shout out Jordan, by the way. Helps out. Like,
Yes,
not
he's
doesn't help out.
No,
like
he's a huge help.
huge-
I mean, the whole crew down there is
Yeah.
insane. It really is.
Yeah, I just know Jordan like
On a
the
personal level.
closest. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're at legitimately friends, and so like it goes along the same lines with you. I know the other people that work there. I just don't know all their names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it rad. Jordan's rad. Everybody down there does a good job.
We definitely appreciate you both taking the time out to come on.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for having us.
yeah. When you leave for
Nashville.
Nashville,
Thursday morning.
is it? It's common to leave just Thursday, right? Like there's no reason to leave
no.
earlier.
Thursday, yes. That's the earliest we'll leave.
Yeah, I mean like there's no
Yeah.
reason to leave.
Unless I like so the press, I leave Thursday.
Yeah, you ride press Friday.
Yep.
Yep.
But if I don't have press, I don't fly till Friday.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
But it depends how close the race is. Because
Yeah.
if the race is close, then I'll leave Friday.
Yeah, like
I'll
you can
leave
just
early
drive up.
Friday.
Yeah.
I'll leave early Friday so I can go watch press,
Yep.
watch film, all that. If it's a far race, then I'll fly Friday. I'll go to the track and watch press
Okay.
on
What's
on
going to
tape.
determine if you're going to ride press or not, though?
You get a
Feld.
pick. So you get 4. You get 3. You
Oh, my
get
dogs.
3.
Oh, they're fine. Yeah.
You get 3. You get a pick 3, and then we automatically have A1 and Salt Lake, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I did the 2 Triple Crowns in East West Showdown.
Yep.
Is that just for 250s, though?
Yeah, and then
Because the 450s, they ride-
get a couple more.
Yeah.
They get, like,
and
maybe
they
5 or
alternate.
6.
There's like not B guys, but like there's like other guys that kind of filter in, especially when they're local. So like local
Yeah.
450 guys, like if they're from Texas, they'll probably ride press.
It's
day.
definitely got to
they
give you more
also,
an
like,
advantage, right?
A lot of people don't know they have morning press too. So like they have 6 a.m. press.
Oh, dude, that press.
So-
Colby Kopp, who I know, he rides a lot of those. That shit's insane. I would not want to
Nope.
wake up at 5 a.m. and go ride Supercross in a like barely woken up state.
Brian's like, I'm
Fuck
already
that.
at work.
Yeah, but riding Supercross I think is different. Okay, good luck this
Thank
weekend.
you.
I hope you crush it. I can't, like Robbie said, I can't thank you enough for coming on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
If you have, buddies, if they talk about this, be like, yeah, dude, go on. It's just 2 weird dudes in a garage.
Why would
Like,
that be weird?
No, it's just because we're weird, dude.
Where's
We're
the Viking thing? Where's that? Where's
yeah,
the
you're bringing up.
That's where it
So-
gets weird.
So Brian's a friend
the
of ours, so that
testicles
means
too.
he's
You got the
weird.
testicle
That's what I'm
in
saying.
there,
All right,
the
so
Viking.
3 weird guys. But thank you for coming on. I
Put
appreciate
Marshall
it.
on this podcast,
You,
too, like-
you didn't hesitate. I asked you, and you said absolutely, let's do it.
Yeah,
you know,
awesome.
And I appreciate it. I hope the merch line goes well. If you're out there and you want to get some of his merch, what's the website again?
JujuMerch.co.
See, he's got it on.
have to
He's
get
got it on
something.
lock. Yeah, it's good. It's rad stuff.
We're working on our next drop.
Dude,
Start working
already?
on it right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, that was quick.
Make it
Yeah.
exclusive.
But Brian, as always, I always enjoy seeing you, but I love when you leave. It's like, all right, get out of here. We're done.
It's always a good time, buddy.
No, but
It's always a
it's
good time.
It's a perspective of somebody in the industry that I don't think many people have gotten that perspective of. And so I thought it was like, dude, we had to have you on.
Yeah.
You're welcome on anytime. You're welcome on anytime.
I know you've been trying to get me to come out for a while.
Yeah,
And
but, dude, it's just how
wife
it's
and
crazy
kids
how it
at
works.
home, man. It's like you go to work and I got to get home.
I
like,
get it, but you don't have to be scared.
I was
You don't
scared.
have to be
I
scared.
told the
Don't
wife
gotta
this
be
morning. I
scared.
said,
Yeah.
I'm going to this podcast. She's like, you do you. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, thank you. There, I got a godsend at home. I'll tell you. But
Yeah.
Now I gotta go.
All right, so that is it. We're done. Thank you guys again for joining. We're gonna hit them with the old. I actually
That was the wrong one.
I actually did not mean to hit that, but that worked perfectly.
Hey,
There it is.
and here's your coming on the podcast, going home
No,
gift.
yeah.
This is,
It's for you. You can have it.
This is our-
Take it home. I
That's
know.
from my
I'm gonna
wife.
send it to O'Neal for my
Yeah, your
my
butt patch.
Yeah. But
We might
everybody,
have a new-
thank you.
new butt patch next
Thank
round.
you for listening. Thank you for watching.